All right, YouTube. Welcome back to DNA Jeans. This is my freestyle channel dealing with the heathen DNA information. So feel free to make comments according to the community guidelines in the comment section about the video and or other interests with DNA. With that being said, this video is dealing with DNA information of Native Americans. And sometimes, all the time, I question some people thought process and agenda with this information. I've been doing this for a while now, and this information haven't been easy and wasn't easy to come by. And not just that, but this was like a calling because I was like everybody else. Like people that really knew me knew that I had no interest in being labeled African American. I was just like, I'm Black American. I'm a super libertarian. I'm pro consumption and consumer high end waste, period. Like, and that part of me, a lot of the things that I believed in and knew back then actually happened. So this was before a lot of people in my family started to die, and before I got sick, I was big into critical thinking, and there was a good friend of mine from high school that told me some stuff. I looked into it, and I switched from being, a Christian conservative person into like a libertarian, capitalist and stuff. And a lot of the information that I was like looking into was, somewhat tampered with, and some of it was like true, some of it was false. And the issue is, there was living out a demographic group from certain information, documentation, and from history points. And me having the uninterest of me not being, associated with a race, I had, I was, into that whole individual thing versus the group thought and me being associated with a race and everything. Of course, when you have a job, and I had like multiple jobs, and they ask you that stuff on your paper on the application. So other than the application stuff, I had no interest with any of that stuff in social life or any other setting. I just view people as people in general. I could care less what ethnic background, what religion. It's like whatever I see is what I see. I don't care about the rest really, unless you want to get into some stupid debate. But other than that, I was pretty much carefree and careless, and it was about a time period to where I had like an interest in my craft was I had a personal self defense or a personal um, martial arts style that I would involve myself into, and I would practice it 2 times a day basically, and I would do that, and I would do other things to maintain my health and my mental. And it was different things that I was able to control, and some things that I wasn't. So even though I felt like I was healthy and doing things right, I was still spiritually versus physical and mental health. Spiritually, my health was very bad. It was very bad, and it was probably the worst it ever be and been. And so, uh, me not knowing that as a problem, that bled into my physical health and my mental health. So eventually, I had a health problem, and it was a deficiency. But before the deficiency, slowly things started to happen, and my health started to get worse and worse. And I felt like it was due to certain things. It was due to a diet, and the diet was like I was stupid enough to do a gluten-free diet, and that diet worsened my health, because like my health was like at best it was probably stable because of um, my conditioning, my workout routine. So other than that, I started to like eat healthy before the issue with my skin skin problem. But before my skin problem, another thing that happened to me was I broke my foot, and instead of like getting a cast and doing stuff to let it heal properly, I didn't. I just basically um, got in like ankle support shoes, like boots, and basically let it heal naturally without a cast. So um, it healed, but at the same time, I had like lingering pain. So that somewhat bothered me. The pain off and on, and it wasn't like it was almost like the pain from one foot switched to the other foot, and so basically from my nurturing my foot, the pain went from one side to the other. So I was off and on lingering pain, and eventually my health one day was so bad to where I got the chills real bad, and I was on vacation, like my first day of vacation, and I decided to visit work for some odd reason, but maybe to shop or something. I could have shopped the day that I was recently at work, and picked up a lot of stuff and went home with it and stayed away from work. But instead, I went to work um, around noontime, and it was like a beautiful day, warm, sunny day, and within a couple of minutes, the weather changed, and this is very common in Houston. The weather changes instantly, often. So the weather changed. A cold front came in, and I was like, "Oh man, let me, go shopping and get out." I was hanging out using the Wi-Fi at the time, and to make the long story short, so something like a chill went through my body, and it instantly started to affect my health. My health was like instantly bad for some odd reason. So I had the chills. So I'm walking through my job, a big grocery store, and it's cold in there all the time. And now a cold front coming in, so the place is like really cold. I have a chill on me. I'm cold, but I need to shop because I'm like, I feel sick. And I don't know if I'm gonna be out for a while, and I don't have nothing at home. So I'm shopping, and like my body started to tremble, but a lot, not a little. So I got my groceries, and I'm like starting to walk out, and like all at once, um, my health started to just like decline. My strength, um, the pain in my feet, uh, me not having strength at all. Like it is like something crazy was going on, and so I had to make it across the street with like a lot of bag of groceries and everything. I was like, I don't even know how I'm gonna make it across the street, make it on the bus, make it back across the street to my place. But I did, and it was like a struggle. Like um, I'm tapping into all the things that I was built up from, uh, physically and mentally, from past, workouts and just walking, and all kinds of thoughts. I was like, um, yes, I'm sick, and I don't know what's going on with me, but um, I've been here before somewhat, and let me just make it home, and I'll figure out what next. And so from that point on, my health just declined instantly, and I was on medical leave. So medical leave for like 2 to 3 months, and so a lot of things was going through my mind about everything, about identity, spirit, stuff that I could care less about before, but now it's like um, I gotta start taking stuff serious, and I think this is before. This is no. This is I think after. This is way after a bad health situation I had leading up to the point. So my health is bad. I went through, my own type of rehab. So instead of having people come to visit me to help me get my mobility back, I did it myself, and I would just walk, early in the morning when there's like no traffic and nobody out. I would just walk to my local Kroger's, to and they was still open at this time, 24/7. So I just get up early in the morning, go to Kroger's, do some shopping, and come back home. And that's a decent walk. And I was like slowly getting back my mobility and stuff. And I had a dream one night about a lot of the stuff that I used to be interested in and looked into. And that interest versus a new interest is like something that I wasn't even asking for and looking for. It just showed up in the dream, and the dream forced me to look into the Bible. It forced me to look up my identity and so on. So not everybody walk for information and identity is going to be the same like mine. Mine was very different. Like when I was having my health issues in spots, and then when all of it just went downhill all at once, it was like I gotta face something, I gotta face a spiritual decline, a financial, a mental, a physical, decline. I have to face it and I have to move on. And I remember that dream and those situations. I go, I know there's a meaning behind this because, the two was never connected, and I say the two was never connected because, like, back in the critical thinking realm, there was a short-lived YouTube moment, and the YouTube moment was I was often watching Alex Jones, and it's been a while since I watched him, and it was like before I got sick, and so I watched them. They was doing like an open carry protest in Dallas, and the protest is over. Everybody is doing like different live streams and stuff, and a pastor and his family is getting ready to go to a Starbucks. So the pastor put away his weapon. He was walking with his family. He told his family to go ahead. He's gonna chit chat with a group of people. And the group of people, to me, just looked like a black group of Christians doing like street ministry. And a lot of the stuff that they was talking about just went over my head. So I was like, wasn't interested in it, but when I looked back, there was like a little seed being planted, and I was not aware of it. But so the white guy, he's a pastor. He's preaching to the guys, and the guys preaching to him, and they are having some agreements and some disagreements, and they was telling the guy that they identified the Bible as a historical book versus a religion. So the guy was like, okay, I can understand some of that, but it should be religious based, and so on the pastor. And so they was trying to, make him understand and aware of historical context and um, rituals versus the religion and tradition of men. And to make the story short, that was like my first intro to the identity that I've taken upon myself now. So I was like, I was like uninterested in the live stream after that point. I'm like, well, there's nobody getting harassed by cops and everything. So this was still in the time period of the Patriot movement. So a lot of people, this is gonna be like a crazy video, but so there was a movement that used to exist before black people was getting shot up and killed by cops for no reason, and or maybe for a reason. There was a period of time in American history to where cops and white people would have shootouts, and that's where that whole doctrine come from. Cops having to have a motto or a slogan, make it home safe. They have to make it home safe, and they, drill it into their mind. So at any cost, they have to make it home safe. And with the loopholes and the laws and the unions, they could basically kill people and be able to go home, get paid while their case is being investigated, and then fired, but still get paid in another job with a security firm or a different department. So that was within the same window of time before things switched from cops saying, okay, we can't, constantly get killed like this by our own people, because it was like crazy white on white or cop on white crime. And these was the people that was like pro First Amendment and pro Second Amendment. And so they was often getting shot by white people, because white people got tired of being harassed with checkpoints. So there was issues with certain states and patrol company or highway patrol departments that would set up checkpoints for illegal immigration, for drugs, for all kinds of reason to fund their police department. And so they was constantly doing speed traps and stuff, and white people felt like that they was being profiled and harassed, and they found out that if they did a certain thing to the cops would just leave them alone, and they did. So and that's documented in a lot of Alex Jones documentaries. So now back to the story at hand. I was looking forward to seeing like a OK Corral shootout between Dallas cops and Second Amendment gun holders, and everybody was on the same page. They, obviously got a permit and told people what was going on, and cops and everybody was okay with it because it's permitted, it's a Second Amendment thing and everything. Um, so I left the video with like disgust because it's like I'm here for the shootout and nothing happened, but something did happen. There was a seed being planted, and I wasn't aware of it. So I'm on medical leave. Um, I'm possibly waiting to go out early in the morning to go shopping or to go walking. And this is like when early in the morning to where it's still dark. So it's around 4 or 5 a.m. So that I go out walking. So I'm still up because normally I probably do all my medical work, like go visit the doctors or whatever, and I go to sleep afterwards, and I'm up from like 7 something to like 2 something, go to sleep for a short period of time, get back up, and do something. So I was having like a restless night, and I'm upright thinking about something, and before I knew it, I'm restless. So I wasn't, able to go to sleep laying down. I felt uncomfortable, so I'm upright, thinking about something, and all of a sudden, I'm in a dream, and in the dream, I was in a re-education camp, and the re-education camp was showing me things and making me do stuff. And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure this is a dream. I was trying to leave, I couldn't. And I had to basically pick up as much as that dream as possible because what I saw in the dream haunted me to the point to where when I woke up from it, I instantly started to Google Bibles. So eventually, I had a full circle moment after a while. It took me maybe like a year, a full circle moment to where I did so much research on Bibles and on stuff attached to the Bible to where I ended back in the algorithm of seeing that pastor and those groups of men, black men, debating. I was like, I remember seeing this before I got sick, and I was like, this is a full circle moment, meaning that I'm supposed to be at this point in this moment in time. I'm supposed to be a healed, whole person, spiritually and mentally. Physically, it was still a different thing, but at least I had some idea of who I was at the time. Not, tribally yet, but eventually I was getting to the point to where I was gonna know everything I need to know about my family history, my DNA, and so on. And eventually, I'll become so interested in DNA to where I start to wonder about who are the people that I work with and drink with and live with. Who are these people, identities, and so on. So before DNA, I was doing physical traits and physical features. And then after that, because you start to hit a wall with that because certain groupings of people with dominant traits, and it's like, well, how are they gonna have dominant traits when they are recessive groupings of people? And the same thing with recessive groupings of people. Like, how can they have dominant traits when they supposed to be, vice versa? So I hit walls with that. Then I looked into gene-related diseases or race-related diseases, and then I was like stuck until a documentary, and then another person that was like in the same uh, movement that I was in or that I'm in, did videos about the documentary that I saw. And the documentary was very good documentaries, and it was detailed, and I needed more detail. So this other person within the same movement did documentaries on genetics. Nat Geo or the Discovery Channel also did something as well. So everything is slowly starting to connect, and it was just up to me to do my DNA test to fully understand exactly who I was and where I'm going. And so I did that, and I was like, okay, now I can start building information about other people and traits and features. And so I'm writing about all these groups. So let me zoom in real quick. So I'm like, this group is associated with this group and that group, complexion type, this, and this is like basic stuff that I'm using from physical traits and diseases and stuff. And then I was like, I'm good with that. I start to watch a lot of YouTube DNA results and videos, and so I start to do certain notes on the videos, and I was like, so who are these people that are supposed to be Edom? Because it's starting to get confusing, because like a lot of people have certain doctrines and thoughts about that group. So I was like, okay, I felt like at the time I was like leaning towards the J group, and I was like, this reason, and I was like, but this group and that group could be related. So what do this mean? Because if I'm a part of this group and they are that group, how come we're not the same complexion type? I'm like, that understanding of recessive traits only goes so far, to where it's not a thing, it's a mutation or a disease. So I was like, let me do some more research. And so I started to talk to coworkers and customers, and slowly and surely I started to pick up on things that I remember from high school to the point of me working at my current job. I was like, I have a feeling that the people that I'm looking for are still the same complexion type that I am. I'm like, not just that, but I have a feeling that I know of this group so well to where they fit in to get in. So I was like, um, talking to a coworker slash brother of mine in the movement that we are practicing and identifying as, and he was telling me about something about certain tribes of people in Africa, and it clicked. I was like, you know what? You're right. He's like, right about what? And I'm talking to him about a video that he was referencing. And this wasn't about the conversation that we was having, but it was a video that we talked about like weeks ago. And something clicked when he was talking about Africa. I was like, wait a minute. These people that we are talking about is Edom are still dark complexion people. And he's like, no, they white people. I was like, no, no. I'm like, no. Some of them are mixed, but they are still dark complected. And so I was like, hey, I'm gonna call you back. And so I went back to my note page and I started to redo a lot of notes and start to go, okay, these people are the people that everybody is getting confused with being Ethiopians, Arabs. I'm like, they're just Berbers and hobby shop people. So that was the epiphany points and moments in my history that led me to become this like self-made DNA expert on haplogroups. So real quick, that's like a backstory. I don't know if when I did my first video on this channel, if I disclose any of that. I'm pretty sure I disclosed like other things, but I don't know if I disclose that much detail in storytelling. So this again is the YDA fraternal grouping chart. So I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. Fair use. Let me do this. So this is TikTok. On TikTok, this person, they are grouping all these people together, and I never even noticed the other parts of this map and chart. But they are saying that all these people, the native people in America and these Pacific Island people, are all the same people. And I think this person was trying to use DNA information to reference that. So the issue, excuse me. So the issue is this. Um, I wasn't even thinking about, making a video about any of this because, like, I think one of my TikTok warnings to where my username got taken and my account got suspended for like 12 hours or something was because of this person. So, but I'm doing a video off of what they are saying. So, in the earlier video that I saw from this person, that landed me in this algorithm in an algorithm that I don't really want to be in because I know all these people are people, soft feather people, basically. And I say that because they don't know who they are, and they are worse than many of my people with information and claims and everything. Most of the time, I on my old account, I would go, into uh, comment rants, and they go, "We don't know what you're talking about." Of course, you don't know what I'm talking about because you're making stuff up about everybody and yourself. Do a DNA test. Share all the information, not just the percentages. Share all the information, and we know y'all know how to do this because everybody pick what they want to use on their lives. When y'all do the lives, and all of a sudden, when the live is over, and I start back doing the videos, it's like all the other information don't exist, but the videos of your percentages when share all your information. So I was like, they know what they're doing. Just tell people your agenda. Like on this account that I have, DNA Genes. This is a monetized platform that I want to use to help people find out who they are. I'm talking about other people, not my people. My people, if they have any questions or anything to ask of me, it's free. I'm not gonna monetize anything that I know that could help and benefit my people. But the other people, they need direction, they need help. But that's at a cost. NIH stuff is not for free. A lot of, some of the stuff is for free, but other things dealing with associated groups and articles and other PDF and books, all those things are not free. So I'm gonna play for you what this person said, and then I'm gonna give my 2 cents on it, or maybe not, or maybe not. Let me see if I could go back through time to find. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here, see what I'm As you can see, this person have a lot of video. This was the video that I commented on, and they started to put me in the algorithm. So I gotta find that one video. Hopefully I can find it. It's like, if you are visiting all the sites that I'm visiting and you are still lost with this information, oh my God, like what is up? But the irony is, I don't mind doing this right now because I already did videos on A and B Hermetic groups, so we are at C, Shemitic groupings of Moabites. So let me see if I can find the video. If not, y'all will have to just take my word on the person saying that. I used to follow him, like on maybe my Gadite account. I used to follow him. He's a doctor, and I remember, like, he's a bright young medical student. Hopefully, he's a doctor now. Um, he had he was very naive with a lot of things for a smart guy, and it was because he wasn't he was similar to me. He was looking at a lot of the things, from an individual mindset versus complexion types and societal groupings of black people. So, and I used to watch Dan Calloway stuff and him again and Cameroon. Like a lot of these, like when you are in the movement that I'm in, you tend to go into various platforms and so-called different communities of consciousness, and you find out bits and pieces about people, platforms, and things, and you go, well, a lot of it is not adding up. So you can't follow everybody. So how is it? This is like the craziest thing. So a lot of DNA video probably and basically, but yet lacks understanding on the subject matter. Now I haven't seen all the videos, only seen two, and not just that, but I commented on both of those videos. So I'm pretty sure this person might see my comment, and but of course, I don't have my Gadite name anymore, my Gad name or my Gadite name. I just have a username. So so it's one of those things to where he's not gonna be aware that I'm a repeat offender. I wonder, I seen this. I was thinking this was one of the Kokoya descendants. on Operation Gadite. I used to follow and be friends with a another Bantu brother that was basically doing like a whole timeline of lawsuits that the Seers and Kokoya and other tribes in Africa that was suing Disney, and they haven't at the last that I checked and heard, there was no settlement or anything done by Walt Disney. So basically, they put a curse on the company. So, and this was like a while back, the curse. So you can see in real time, period, that Disney is not doing well at all with the company setup and operation, and that's because they've been under a curse, and this person right here reminds me of one of the spokesperson for the tribe. But yeah, the guy, he's definitely not Native American. He's a Kuya. So I'm interested. So very interested. So I think this is a part, one of the parts of like a response to a video that he did or they did. I don't know, he or she. But yeah, it's dealing with something similar to that. So I just want to see if I could find it. Yeah, I had like a very informative DNA channel on TikTok, and they shut it down. And I was like, okay, just start using X, Telegram, and YouTube more. So I'm gonna just go back down and see if I could. So this is also what sometimes happen. Like if you make like a comment, a video, sometimes people are very soft on here. They'll delete it. Like all kinds of things that goes on. So I guess I have to use this. So what we are looking at is Adam and Eve's, Niggeritos, Sinoi, and another group. I don't know what the other group of people are. Probably like Midway or something. Niggeritos, Anamenese, and others are not genetically related to you. I tried to tell you, color doesn't define humanity. So.
What's good? What's really good? You're
Aboriginal Australians are actually related to the real native people you trying to erase. Y'all can't beat us 100. Wow, the irony. So, look at that. So, the irony is we might have something in common. Probably should have screenshot the video. So now, according to this, so Aboriginal Australian people. So we go back to this. So let me try to make sense of this. So according to one video, he was saying that native populations are related, and now he's saying that they are not related. And I can't even find the video of the rest of the part. And normally they tag videos that you watch already. And I've only watched 3 of these videos and they don't even tag it no more. Which could be a possible thing that he's this person is being shadow banned. Even though, look at all these views. It has a lot of views, more views that I would have for my DNA stuff. But it shows you that people are more interested in this Native American information versus, other information. Let me see if it's this. No. Getting close, but not close enough. But yeah, the C group, so the Aboriginal Australian people are dealing with Shemitic Moabites. So I look at race as descendants from Noah's son gene pools. So everybody is represented in those groupings of races, different ethnic groups, different complexion types, and so on. So they have different DNA markers and so on. So you either are dealing with a race of people that are Hamitic people, aka people that are associated with being Native African people, Hamitic. You have Shemitic people, people who deal with the native ancestry of being so-called Western Asian people, Shemitic people, people that um, are associated with being from the Levant to East Africa. Then you have Japhetic people, people that are dealing with uh, so-called Euro-Asia region, Caucasus Mountain region. So you have Japhetic people. And all those people have, groupings of people around the world that spread out. So I'm interested about this video real quick.
See that? Africa. DNA test. I took like 6
So this is crazy. So I used to follow. This is a fellow brother that I used to follow on here. He was one of my first friends, and he's a retired ex arena football guy. I don't know if he's still in Ghana, but he relocated to Ghana. He bought land. He started to work and live in Ghana, and he used to do very good videos on DNA as well. Him and another brother. So this comment. So we are supposed to be. So we are supposed to believe that gringos, you wanna bees are so off that I'm questioning your mentality. Your DNA from Siberia, once Negro, not Hamite. So let's see what this is.
different companies, and they all pretty much said the same thing. I just want the folks out here who are saying that we are from, here, that we were already here, take a DNA test. I don't want to hear that.
Facts. I tell people to do a DNA test, and I think a lot of times on TikTok that's harassment. So yeah, I've been getting like probably complaints and stuff about that, but it's the truth. Like, how are you gonna promote a doctrine that you don't really believe in, but you tell people that already did all this information and have their identity and have a lot of information about DNA, that this is pseudo, and you're using other people's information and insights on DNA against who and for who. So
It's the white man test, and it's tainted and
true. So this is everybody argument in the world with the Bible and with DNA, period. Like a lot of black people, or a lot of people in general. So the issue is the shocker. Just because white people subscribe to something, invest into something, don't mean that they believe in it and or tamper with it to where they have a easy way out in or in. So DNA, period, outs white people. Like, no offense to white people, whoever Japhetic or Shemitic grouping you're belonging to, but once y'all did that E1B1A series, once y'all did that series, on hiding E1B1A white DNA information from everybody and covering that information up with the limba and other groups of people. Y'all messed up, and y'all knew y'all messed up, because eventually that information was gonna get out, and the information got out, and we start to question, and we start to go, well, one West chart says this, haplogroup says this, the limbo group has this, and all those European countries dealing with Jewish ancestry say something different. Excuse me, I got the hiccups real bad. So basically, we caught the people that we already knew that was playing around with history because of the Renaissance period and everything. We caught them. So we have paperwork, we have science, we have history. So in the Bible, when you are accusing people of something and you want to charge them with something, you need two or more witnesses, and we have that. So yes, so I don't like some of these comments. I've been here and done that before. Like when you say it in your mind, and then when you put it on the paper or on the comment, and you jump over some wordings, and it's like, okay, I meant this, but it came out like that. So yeah. So the comment is probably dealing with like a Siberian percentage, probably. Your DNA from Siberia. One's Negro, not Hamites. I'm thinking maybe he had like a Siberia percentage or something. I don't know. I don't know. So let's
Yada
go.
yada yada. Okay. Okay. Go sneeze somewhere. Go leave a piece of hair somewhere and commit a crime. Best they find that as how? DNA. Anyway, most African Americans have some level of white ancestors in their family. You don't hear much talk about it.
No.
They'll claim Native American.
Well, see, and this is the problem. So this is why I tell people there's haplogroups, because they are reading that percentages wrong. So the haplogroup is dealing with a lineage of people that are not changing. So those percentages are not percentages of a white Siberian person, a white Italian person, a white Asian person, a black Asian person. It's not that at all. Your white DNA and your empty DNA are straight lineages of, men and women that is set in their protein counts and DNA matter, and they are just moving through time in those regions. So I have no idea how they, get into this whole thing about because the irony. Let's go back here. This R1B, because I understand, because there's an irony. So they talking about the atmosphere. So they're talking about, well, a little percentage. No, when you are talking about that little percentage, we're not talking about like in real DNA with the paternal and the maternal grouping. We're talking about a lot of African Americans, not a little, not that percentage, but we're talking about a lot of them are going to be dealing with this R1B. So you have this R1B, Northeast Amerindian. So you have them right here, and then you have them in the islands right here. That's why that question mark is right there for the Arawak and the Tainos. Because the real Arawak are dealing with the Garifuna. So let's go back over here and look, R1B. And look, R1B again. And there's islands all around the west coast of Africa. And you will find R1B and J, as well as E1A, E1B1A as well. So hopefully I could still play this video.
Before they claim European. You know what I'm saying? My mother had good hair. Well, it wasn't because it was Native American. It was because you had some white ancestor, and that's why the hair was straighter than,
But Dr. Kittles, is DNA a hoax, sir?
No, so DNA testing is not a hoax. It's routine genetic technology. When I say routine, I mean you just mentioned it. People are doing it for forensics. They're doing it for paternity testing. So this is all the same.
Well, yes and no. There's variation of technique and styles and format. DNA for protein versus DNA for blood samples are different. But carry on.
Same technology. And it is at some level what we call empirical, meaning that it's solid science. And if for instance, you see a DNA profile at a crime scene, somebody put it there. Okay? That means that profile was there, you found it, and the science proves it. Now, the science doesn't prove if you put it there or somebody else did, but that's a separate discussion. But no, DNA testing is not a hoax. What's funny?
We know it's not a hoax because it literally showed you the behavior of everybody, people group. Especially when we say sub-Sahara slave trade happened. They took this group of people and did this with that group of people. The transatlantic slave trade happened. They took this group of people and put them over here. So we can see that. We can see a lot of historical points in time via these DNA markers. So once you take these markers and this map, and once you pair this information with the mtDNA and you see the movement of those women, then you start to see the criminal element. So there was a method of madness and a purpose and a reason. So when you get into the detailed information of the sub-Sahara slave trade, the Berber spice trade, so on. So the grouping of Bantu people that was associated with that, they was associated with a high-end royal class of people. So a lot of those women was taken into Europe and Asia. A lot of those men was castrated and took into Asia. some of those men became slaves, and then eventually became what's the word? There's terminology like I want to say like uh like a person that becomes a high-ranking value slave worker that is in the good graces of the masters. They are giving certain flexibility. They become merchant vendors for the slave owner. They become um, mercenaries. So you have merchants and mercenaries that these slaves would become a part of. So they're not free, but they are hired. They are making money under their slave masters, under the sultans and other Asian-backed corporations that are dealing and doing business with Europe. So you have that being a thing. Let's see. Let's go back to the video.
We did a study, a bunch of colleagues and myself.
Oh yeah. So real quick. So the other point, they did that to destabilize the prophecies. So the prophecies of the E1B1A people. So that would be this E3A M2. These people are the chosen people. So you have E1B1A, L2, MTD, NTDNA. These are the chosen people. These are the people that are in this Bantu migration, because nobody want to be put into that slave trade. This slave trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade is still going on till this day. And the irony is, now these people that started the slave trade with these people and this group, all these people are now involved in the slave trade of selling their own people. And we know this because of people that tend to buy their way into South America and travel from South America to Mexico to the United States, because a lot of these people are saying that they are doing this to escape a slave trade. And a lot of people biggest problem with Haile Selassie was he never addressed the issue with various tribes within Ethiopia selling relative and related and rival tribes of people into slave markets. So let's go back to the video.
we call it the four city study. We went to Harlem, New York, Washington, D.C., Cincinnati, Ohio, and Oklahoma City. And we started the study in Oklahoma, where we these are all African Americans from these four cities. We looked at ancestry and typed ancestry, gave back the results to the individuals who were part of the study. And out of all the cities, the ones who felt that the science wasn't good or that this was a hoax were those who were in Oklahoma. And you know why? Because those in Oklahoma, those African Americans in Oklahoma, wanted proof that they were Native American. And so,
Well, see, this is the problem. So we go back over here. All right. America. So we're out getting people confused. This C group. We're going to go to C1. So C1, this C group. Let me see if I can find a C1. It's over the ocean, but so technically this C group, C is dealing with Shemitic, dark complexion people. This group of people would be the Moabites, according to the table of nations in the Bible. So this group of people, the C group, they are the people that came from Asia. And when I say came from Asia, I'm generalizing Asia because it's not just mainland Asia, but they also came from Australia. So came from both places because of course everybody relocated. China and Australia are not these people native territory. They settled in these places just like they settled in the Americas. So they was the first people. So this C group dealing with the representation of I want to say get some names into this. Garifuna people, Australian Aboriginal people, what else? Mongolian people. Those were the people that was the first people to settle in the Americas. And these people are still dealing with dark complexion people. The next group would be the Q3. So this would be what I call the imitation groups of people, the Japhetic people, Q. So when I say the imitation groups of people, it's because of the skin mutation of them being able to create different skin complexion types within gene pool and within family pools as well. And then the people, the plant people, the people that relocated to the Americas, the R1B people, because I say relocated because their story changes. Like they want to be everybody. They want to be Native Americans. They want to be Creole. They want to be Vikings. They want to be Irish. You know, And a lot of famous black people, a lot of famous black people are on 1B. So this is why I tell people just do a DNA test,
Then when the genetics didn't prove or didn't.
So yeah, most likely those people didn't like the results because I think the U.S. government. So you see, it's three groupings that is associated with that title, but the American government only accept two of those groups, especially when it comes to white DNA. Now, mtDNA, it might be a different story because you have A, B, C, D, and X represent these groups. So D is the only Shemitic group of the women's side. So because you have this obvious C group that's Shemitic, and you have an understanding that most of the time a lot of these groups of men tend to carry their women with them if they can make the trip. And this place being empty, with them coming in, they would have to make the trip with their women. So you do have mtDNA more so in California and more so in Central and then South America. Various pockets, not like a lot of pockets, That's why I say in Garifuna populations. And it's not too many of those big groups or mid-sized groups. It's like pockets of these people. So if you get that R1B or that N mtDNA, so because a lot of women, so this is the irony. So N is the first group of Caucasian women mtDNA, and G is the first group of Caucasian men DNA or Japhetic grouping DNA. You have a lot of YouTubers, dark complexion YouTubers that associate with African American identity found out through a DNA test that they had this haplogroup, and they had admixture from Sweden and other European countries. But that don't even matter because, again, it's about these groups. Because a lot of people forget that the pygmies, they relocated to Ireland as well. So you have a couple of interesting relocation stories. And a lot of people forget that Hamitic people were very great at selling the seas. That's why I go, who they trying to say is so and so when DNA say something different. DNA and the pairing of scriptures helps. I'm not the best at precepts. I pray about my knowledge in the Bible and everything, and I'm not the greatest at it, but I know certain things about certain behaviors and certain curses. I'm like, hey, these people was destroyed for a reason. So not destroyed, but taken from power and put in a lower state for a reason. So the same with my people. So the Most High, he doesn't play with people. Not even his people. He'll put us back into captivity if we didn't come to this understanding. But now that we come into this understanding, we have to, or I have to, continue this work and telling my people, this is who we are, this is how we need to handle ourselves, and we gotta prepare ourselves to get out of this mess. Because like this group, they are in the problems that they are in for a while now, even longer. So what goes around comes around. So that's the message, and this is an interesting
Support their
account. Probably just follow it, and hopefully, eventually, I can find the video that I'm looking for. I wonder. Now, the irony and the funny thing is, I actually have this book. So, and this is why DNA, y-DNA and mtDNA is a must to know. So, when it comes to the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas, so all these groups of people are dealing with Q group. These are Japhetic people. Obviously, they have the ability to have dark complexion, skin tone, and or tan, and or pale, and or ruddy. So, but yeah, the in the book, these people are dark complexion people. So, the irony is, I think there's like a switcheroo going on. Like they are trying to highlight. So Japhetic people, R1B is a part of Japhetic groups of people. K group, K, M, and S. Negrito, a perfect example. All these people are Japhetic people, and they have, again, different complexion types. This K group, the Oceania people, the Oceania K group, M group. These are those uh, dark complexion people with the blonde or the brown skin people with the blonde hair or red hair, blue eyes, green eyes. People. These people are originally from Greece. So this is why I say what I say about the Japhetic people being imitation groups of people, being able to have different complexion types, capabilities. Let's see. Look at my percentage for my battery. How much battery I have? 15. So, it's just because they don't want to associate the dark complexion people with these pictures, but the pictures are dark complected people. Like there's a big, color spectrum versus this complexion versus the other complexion, especially with the book. I gotta look for my book and show you like the pictures. Period. But yeah, there are dark complexion people within the cute group, as well as there are like pale complexion people. Uh, Larry Davidson, Q Group, and I want to say Robert Oppenheimer is a part of that group. So you have two pale complexion people from a Japhetic dark complexion grouping of people. And the crazy thing is, this O group. So this O group, you have Nigeritos, O group, and it's like, well, those are like dark complexion people, and I like when we get over here, Malagasy people. So these are just the same people. They just call them Malagasy. Now somebody created this legend, but they are saying that regular old people. So these are just Chinese people, Japhetic, newcoming Asian people. That is a representation of the face of China and most of Asia. So you have the pale complexion Asian people versus the Nigeritos and the Malagasys. So they're saying that these people right here are mixed with the Bantu people. That's why they're dark complexion. No, that's not a thing because of the Nigeritos. That's not a thing because the K group, you know, it's like, quit trying to make people mix because the whole interracial mixing and all, throughout certain points in history, that was not a thing. And not just that, but from my understanding, when it comes to my people, um, when they say that thing, let me go. Like in the video before this that I was sharing, when they show the the people talking about the whole mixing and everything. Um, for my people, um, we had standards and laws, and a lot of times that we go when we are put into slavery and into captivity is because we broke multiple laws. And my understanding and my belief and my epiphany about the situation is slavery was the process of us becoming back into a pure race of people versus being mixed out. That's my take on us going into slavery. So I can't find the video. Is this it?
Every day you do the same.
That's not it. Oh, you know what? I'm tripping. I know the trick too. Tripping. Should have done this at first. Uh, there we go. Here we go.
Native Americans and Aboriginal Australians are cousins too.
So with this chart, so this is a interesting thing. So this person could be right and wrong at the same time, because if they're just recalling or telling about the C group from C1 to C5 groupings of people, these are literally the same groups of people. When we are talking about cousin groups and everything, cousin groups would be similar to like in this group it would be like the D group. So the interesting thing is the Anemones, the Sentinelese, some of the Jawa people, they would be a part of the D group. The Jamon, the Anu people, D group. So that would be basically a cousin group, because the Shemitic group C and D, those are Shemitic groups and groupings of people. The Moabites and the Ammonites. So the C group and the D group shared the same paternal lineage, and they are the D group are their own maternal lineage. So they C and D share the D mtDNA with those two groups. So if this person have the understanding and from the comment that I made, about Japhet, I don't think this person have that understanding, but that would be the whole concept of a cousin group. So when it comes into the E pool, because it's so many of the E pools or the E groupings of people, and the protein counts starts and ends at a particular amount of sequencing within the E group, we could call each other cousins, and we could call this group as well cousins, because the E group is dealing with a Abrahamic stock. The CD group is dealing with a lock, Shemitic lock stock. There you go. Proto Malay. So, but in reality, I think they're just talking about this group. Q and C being related, I think. And basically, they are not related. You got a Shemitic group and a Japhetic group, basically. Let's play some more.
Native Americans and Aboriginal Australians are cousins too.
And that's about it with that. Let's go to the comments.
No one ever listens, it's Rob.
What do you want?
This was like a recent comment on a different video. Somebody is questioning my knowledge. We Bantus are not Shemitic. Don't include us in your nonsense. First of all, I don't even know what this person is claiming, because in this video is dealing with a Lupita situation. And I was like, she's Hermetic, she's L0. The Shemitic group of people start at L1, then L2, L3, L4, and so on. So, yeah. And the Bantu women starts at L2, and that's it. L2 is the cutoff, basically. But, so, okay, here we go. Race has been debunked. You just parrot what you see on social media. And then this person, so this is why I was like, I wonder what this, some of the stuff we may agree with, some, yeah, disagree. There is race. You either Japhetic, Shemitic, or Hamitic. G, haplogroup. Haplogroup G, G1 to T. So G1 to T, all those markers in between that are dealing with Japhetic markers. Dark complexion, pale complexion, tan complexion, ruddy complexion types of people. A and B, Hamitic. C, D, E, F. C, D, C, C, D, and on my knees, C, D, E, and F. F is dealing with Elam. So the original people that used to live in Iran relocated from this region into India and Asia, and that would be the F group. So this H is dealing with the imitation group that we tend to associate with native Indian people, when dark complexion people are dealing with Elam and Indian people as the native group, because a lot of these people are just relocating, moving because of different collapsing of the empires and wars. People just, start to migrate and move before they become captured or destroyed. So that's how this crime scene map worked. And with that being said, let's see, anything else? So I've been doing this. I don't know if this person have a YouTube channel. Let me go to their debunking thing. So the crazy thing is, I'm not a fan of Dan Calloway. I'm not a fan of Henry Yates, but I have books from him, and those books are informative because it it helps you with these conscious communities, BS, when they are talking about certain things. They're talking about Moors, Native, other, communities, and you go, well, this person is a part of this group of people, and they are technically not black. And they go, what are you talking about? They are black because of this and that. I'm like, well, they did a DNA test, and the DNA test is showing that they are R1B. And they go, what that mean? It means that they have Caucasian, European ancestry, Western Europe ancestry. So yeah, I don't copy people thoughts. I I have my own thoughts, and races dealing with certain groupings of people, So, and then they say that's religious and pseudoscience. No study says that fights. We know you don't research, you just scroll, copy, and paste. I don't know about that. I got a lot of videos about NIH and all kinds of stuff. And this is my third channel on YouTube. And then they go, yep, white people, Mormons made those false claims. We know that. This is common sense. Like a lot of this stuff is like the beginning of the movement that I'm in. I try to limit my the comment on my identities and the movements that I'm a part of, but that's like 101. That's the beginning of the course of knowledge for us to know about Joseph Smith and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm not a religion person. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go back out. Thank y'all for your time, and thank y'all for the views. Once again, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section according to the community guidelines, and I shall reply to it with a comment or a video. With that being said, thank y'all.